Hello guys, Beastie here with another video, and let's get this going with free agency. I'm going to start off with the thing that surprised me the most this weekend, and that was the DeAndre Hopkins trade with the Arizona Cardinals and the Houston Texans. So basically, the Cardinals received DeAndre Hopkins in a 2020 fourth round pick. They gave up David Johnson, a 2020 second round pick, and a 2021 fourth round pick. So the winners of this trade, in my opinion, now I'm going to give my opinion on this trade. That's why I'm doing all these separate videos, is so you get more of an in-depth opinion. And this one, Cardinals won this trade by a lot. Texans lost. I was talking to my boy Ferg the other day, and I said for them to be when we were talking, for them to be a true Super Bowl contender, you need both. Are the Texans completely screwed? No. Could they still make the playoffs? Probably. They could probably still make the playoffs, especially with the new CBA making it a 7 playoff season. And I'm not making a CBA video, by the way. If you want to know more about the CBA, there's plenty of videos about that on the internet. I'm not doing a CBA. I don't like giving a lot of information out. I like giving my opinions. I don't like sharing the information. There's plenty of people that do that. But because of the new CBA rules with 7 playoffs, though, they can easily still, not easily, but they could still make the playoffs. But for them to be a Super Bowl contending team, they needed to keep Hopkins, Watson, and get that defense up and running with as well as their offensive line. But they did not do. They just traded Hopkins. So do I think they're a Super Bowl team? No, not anymore. But so you have Cardinals winning this trade by a long shot. They got a top 3 receiver in the league. I'm not gonna say where he is in that top 3, but top 3: Michael Thomas, Julio Jones, DeAndre Hopkins. He's always top 3. There's no doubt no one else is in that top 3 conversation. There's other really good receivers, yes. Anyone else in that top 3 conversation? No way. So they got a top 3 receiver in the league, and they didn't even give up their 8th overall pick to get him. And once you hear when I make my Stephon Diggs video, they should have gotten a lot more for DeAndre Hopkins, but also they're trying to free up cap space. So it wasn't like trading him was the last resort and they were going to keep him. And I think they were trying to get rid of him to free up cap space so they'll have money to sign Watson and Laramie Tunsil later on for big contracts when they're needed. I think they were trying to get rid of him. I don't think this was the last resort. If this was the last resort, they wouldn't have accepted what they accepted. If DeAndre Hopkins, they wanted him, unless they had an offer they can't refuse, they probably would have got at least a first round pick and then probably a 2021 second maybe. They could have got a lot for DeAndre Hopkins, and they settled for a little because they're trying to free up cap space, is why, in my opinion, it's the only reason you even do that move to begin with, because DeAndre Hopkins is the top 3. I always like saying second, but Michael Thomas has emerged. I always did Julio Jones, DeAndre, but Michael Thomas is probably second now. But DeAndre Hopkins, a top 3 receiver, going to the Cardinals for cheap. The Cardinals did not give up a lot. And for doing that now, they can focus that 8th overall pick not on a wide receiver. A wide receiver must have been their big thoughts. That was one of the bigger needs. They needed another elite wide receiver, and they traded for one without even giving up that 8th overall pick. And now they can draft an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman with that pick, which is loaded with, and you do not want all the good ones to go, because all the really, really good ones are going to be gone by what would have been their second round pick. So, and all the elite receivers in the draft would have been gone by second overall pick. So they were going to get an elite receiver or an elite lineman, offensive or defensive. I don't know. They were only going to get one of those. Now they have their elite receiver. Now they can get an elite lineman, offensive or defensive. I don't know what they're planning on doing. But now they have that option, and they definitely won this trade. The Texans should have gotten more for DeAndre Hopkins. It was a little disappointing. I was excited. I was shocked when I saw it happen. I was scrolling through YouTube. I didn't even realize free agency really stuff started yesterday. And I was looking through YouTube, and I saw Pat McAfee reacts to DeAndre Hopkins trade, and I was like, what? This is my face too. Like the face that you're seeing, like I was like, what? And then I looked it up. I was going, and it said breaking news: D Hop's traded to Cardinals, and I was like, oh my god! I was shocked. I was stunned. I didn't believe it, and then I really didn't believe it for how little the Texans gave up. I just didn't think they were going to trade away one of the best players in the receivers in the league. But as I watched Colin Cowherd, and he made a true statement. Receiver's not the most important position in the team. Like there's so much good receivers in this league. The Browns have 2 elite receivers, and they only won 6 games last year. So like you need more. So like that left tackle and Watson, those guys are more important than D Hop's. D Hop's that good, yes, but he's gonna produce for Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's gonna love it, but I kind of see why the Texans traded him, but they definitely should have traded him for way more than they got. If the Cardinals were your only option, trading you that, I think you keep D Hops at that point. But that's my opinion on the DeAndre Hopkins trade. Tell me your thoughts on the Hopkins trade. Tell me how excited you are if you're a Cardinals fan down in the comments below. Hope you all enjoyed. See you all next time. Peace out, y'all.